Today, we are going to talk about allowing feelings. Now, this is one of the hardest and easiest things to do, probably in your life. And so it's hard because we have a lot of feelings like sadness, anger, um, maybe even you feel like betrayed that your loved one is no longer here. Maybe um, it's a complex relationship, and so you feel hurt on top of betrayal, on top of sadness, on top of anger, right? Like, so there's all these layers of emotions. And so it's easy in that sitting with this and doing this, what I'm going to teach you in just a moment, it really takes 60 to 90 seconds and then the feeling goes away. And so that's why it's easy, but it's hard because we don't want to allow those feelings. We don't want to face them. We're not good at it. It takes practice. So, when you start to feel very, let's say, overwhelmed, and you feel overwhelmed that maybe it's your loved one's death anniversary coming up. And on top of the overwhelm, you feel kind of anxious because you don't know if it's going to be a good day. You don't know if it's a bad day. Should I take the day off work? Like, what should I do? I don't know. What should I do to have a memory of them, or like what should I do, right? So we live in kind of this unknown, overwhelmed, anxious feeling. And we just sit in it and spiral. And days go by and we don't make decisions and we don't allow it and we don't get out of it. And so when you allow a feeling, first and foremost, name the feeling. So if your biggest feeling or your most intense feeling is overwhelm, then I want you to say it's overwhelm. When I feel overwhelmed, I feel immense pressure in my shoulders. Like I carry everything in my shoulders. So most of the time, that's where my feelings always, I can find them. I feel this pushing, crushing weight on my shoulders. It feels like a pain going down like through my shoulder blades, like down my spine. And it makes me feel hunched over, so it's hard to take a breath when I feel very overwhelmed. It feels very crushing. It feels like it's a heavy, dark cloud, and really describe it. And because emotions and feelings, when I talk about feelings, I'm talking about emotional feelings, not physical feelings like pain, um, which pain can also be an emotional thing. I digress. Okay. So when you are feeling an emotion, it is a vibration in your body. And so as you allow it, describe it, name it, and really see that emotion, it starts to fade away in 60 to 90 seconds. Now, that's not saying it won't come back, and you might have to redo that over again, but it will get less, it'll be less intense, and it'll start to fade away. And so that's what I really want you to practice today, or even start to recognize, like, oh, most of the time I feel anger. And even just stating that and then being like, when I feel anger, this is what I feel, and really describe it. When I feel anger, I feel like my chest is tightening up. I feel like my stomach is clenching, and it radiates almost all over my body, where like I feel like my fists, even if they're not physically clenched, like I'm like emotionally clenching my fists, ready to fight. So really describe in your body what that looks like. And like I said, this does take practice. And so I just want to remind you guys again of the 2 weeks of Voxer coaching that I'm going to be doing starting January 15th. And this is unlimited coaching, you guys, for the 2 weeks. It's unlimited coaching. Any time of day, you can hop on this app and you can message me. Now, if I'm sleeping, I won't get back right away. But I'm thinking I'm going to limit the amount of people that I take because I really want to be able to respond to you guys as you're messaging me, as these things are coming up, and help you walk through that. Okay. So again, be on the lookout for that Voxer coaching coming up in January. And again, if you have any questions about that, just email me nursegriefcoaching@outlook.com, and I will see you tomorrow.